Guys, welcome back to another video from Casual Gamers Online. Ashley here, and today we're going to talk about Star Force progression. So as you know that Maplestory current character level is at 200. So in order to level from 1 to 200, you need tons and tons of experience and a lot of meso. So Star Force is here to help. They are like instant start dungeon that you can form party with and level up together by gaining experience and meso drop. So the Star Force increase by doing by enhancing your armor and weapon. So this video is more suitable for beginners and also a reference for veterans. So if you guys have any idea more to increase your Star Force or whatnot, please feel free to leave your comments below. So currently Star Force in this game is from Star Force 10 all the way to, let me see, all the way to Star Force 147. So as you progress along the Star Force, the experience get higher and higher, and the meso per mob kill also get higher. Like for example, now most of people like to train at Star Force 80 because the mob respawn faster and whatnot, and it gives you like 3000 over experience per mob kill during no hot time, and hot time maybe sometimes up to 5000, 6000, all the way up to 100. Star Force 147, the mobs experience goes at 66k to 100 over k per kill, depending whether you are using any boost or not. So that is very important. And in order to progress, this video is going to split in 3 parts. We're going to talk about the first part, how to get high Star Force level, and the second part, how to progress from which Star Force to which Star Force and what weapon and level is suitable and to use. And the last part the third part we'll be talking about what contributes to the factor of your character that can tank Star Force very well. So let's take a look at the first point that we talk about, how to get high Star Force level. Make sure you start early, because during epic armor, start to increase your Star Force at higher level. Okay, you start from Star Force 1 all the way to max Star Force level 15 on epic armor. You can see there's scrolls that you can use, like lucky scroll, shield scroll, shielding scroll, or even the enhanced meso discount. So Nexon is giving a lot of these freebies away sometimes, and if you don't have it, don't be afraid, because when you start early at epic, right, if you pass your Star Force enhancement is good, but if you fail, for example, you'll demote a point or stay at the same level, or worst case scenario, you'll break your armor or you'll break your weapon. So at epic armor, right, you can actually, if it breaks, you can actually purchase one over at the trade shop at very cheap price, like less than 100k or around 100k meso. So you can continue to enhance without any fear. But imagine if today, if you are using a unique armor or unique weapon and you start to enhance, and that moment it fails, it's okay, but the moment in worst case scenario it breaks your armor, it'll cost you like 9 million to 10 million, or even up to 30 to 40 million to replace one armor, depending on which armor it is. So imagine if you today progress from unique to legendary. If you break a legendary armor, it'll cost you insane amount of meso, a total of like 300 million to replace just one break item. And then you can actually transfer. So because if you break an item, you can repair it by transferring it to another armor which has the same name, same epic, unique or legend level. So let's not talk about mythic, because mythic is, if you break a mythic armor or weapon, you'll cost you at least billions of meso. So you have to start early. Why? Because when you are at epic level, that means when all your equipments are epic level, you can increase their Star Force to a maximum of 15. So with like 8 items, your weapon, your head armor, glove, shoe, shoulder, belt, and kit, altogether these 8 items with 15 Star Force each, right, it will give you a total of 120 Star Force to start with. And for this 120 Star Force to start with, we can go to an awesome 120 Star Force level, because you unlock it and your Star Force will become green just like this. If it's not unlocked, right, it's red in color. So if it's unlocked, it's green. And once it's green, right, you can actually go into it and start leveling at that Star Force. So along the way when you're leveling, okay, if you want to get your armor, because you need a different type of armor and weapon in order to progress to the next Star Force to survive it. So in order to do that, from epic armor to unique armor, there's two ways of doing it. The one way is to fuse it together with another max level epic armor. The other way will be upgrading it with the gold leaf upgrade stone from the shop. So these are the two ways. So but if you choose by fusing it, it's much more easier and less time needed, because you don't need to collect so much of gold leaf. You can fuse 2 max epic armor in order to get a unique armor. But if your max level Star Force is at 15 for the epic armor, when you fuse it together with another max level epic without any Star Force, or even with Star Force or no Star Force, right, when you fuse together, your Star Force level will drop by 1. So when you choose to fuse your armor or weapon, always remember that your Star Force will drop by 1. So let's say today at Star Force 120, you decided to improve all your armor to unique equipment. You will have 1 Star Force drop for every item. So 120 minus 7 items from armor all the way to your cape, belt and whatnot. Minus 7, you still can trade at Star Force 113 the moment you level up. And by the time you have, you will be able to collect more metal in order to do the another Star Force upgrading, and hopefully you won't break any unique. Okay, and just remember from Star Force 13 or Star Force 14 of every armor, unique armor, it can drop down also all the way to Star Force 10, or you might be having a chance to break your armor. So just be careful, guys. So let's talk about the second point. The second point, let's talk about Star Force progression. So from which Star Force that you begin with and which Star Force that you end with. For the first one, I will say that you can safely go to Star Force 40 with all epic equipment. That means epic weapon, epic armor, that's it. Okay, because with all this epic equipment, right, you can actually tank Star Force 40 quite well, and you can train from very low level to level 100. So the experience given at the Star Force 40, like now you see, it's like 1008. So it's ample enough. It's ample enough for you to level to 100. To see a significant change. That means per mob kill will give you a certain percent on your experience bar. So Star Force 40 is a good tooling, a good train from level 1 to 100. So the next progression will be Star Force 80. So Star Force 80, right, you at least need to have max epic armor, and together with 1 level 1 unique weapon. That means at least a unique weapon. So you can train all the way from 100 to level 135. So your character will reach 135 easy on Star Force 80, and the experience is still good. Okay, for SF113, right, that means the next one that you will train at will be SF113. So Star Force 113, you need to have at least a max unique weapon or a level 1 legendary weapon and unique armor in order to tank at SF113. Okay, and for SF113, right, when you level, you can level from 135 level to 150 level. So when you reach 100 and level 150, you can upgrade your Star Force to Star Force 123 or 120. Why do I say 123 and 120? Because Star Force 123 will have magic attack. Star Force 123 will not have magic attack, and Star Force 120 will have magic attack. So if your character or class can tank Star Force, that means tank mobs with magic attack, you can actually train at Star Force 120. And at Star Force 120, your character level can train from level 150 to 155. But for the equipments that you need at least a max legendary weapon and full max unique equipment. That means your body armor and whatnot, in order to withstand and survive at Star Force 120. This is a general overlook of all the characters and classes. Okay, it's not no particular because all this will affect the tankiness of your character. So from Star Force 123, 120, you can progress to Star Force 113 and 130, level 155 to level 170. Your character can train there for these 15 levels, and you must have at least a max mythic weapon and with a full legendary armor set. So currently my Godzilla, which is my Evan, is having a max mythic weapon and max legendary armor, and I can tank SF 130 with magic attack so easy. Okay, that doesn't mean other classes can do it, but basically most general guideline will be there. You can auto battle at SF 133 and 130, and the last progression will be level 170 above. You can train at SF 147 and 144, and you must have at least a max mythic weapon and max mythic armor to auto battle, because it's super painful. You need lots of pots and lots of HP and MP pots. So to summarize that, simply your SF progression will be from SF 40 to SF 80 to SF 133 to SF 123 or 120, depending on whether you can tank magic attack or not, and then SF 133 to or 130, and the lastly will be 147 to 144, all depending on whether you can tank magic attack or not. So all the magic attack SF will be SF 120, 130 and 144. So that concludes the second point of this video. And the last one will be we'll be talking about the factors that contributes to your character, whether how well it can tank in a Star Force. Okay, there's altogether 7 points. Okay, the first point will be the classes and skill set. You need to set the right skill in order to tank Star Force. Like for example, Blaze Mage, you will want the 2 fire comes on both sides that will push away the enemy, so that the enemy will be stunned. Like stun skill will be so useful in all these Star Force. You knock back the enemy and then you can actually survive longer without getting hit by it. Like for example, certain characters like classes like Shadower at SF20 can tank super easy because there's Meso Guard, the buff of Meso Guard, and the Meso Guard actually reduces the damage by 50%. And it also has evade skill like Night Lord and Night Walker, so Shadower is a good class to grind. And Evan is super tanky because Evan has the protection buff and whatnot, and SF 120 with epic armor and including a unique weapon can actually survive at SF 120, and skill set can be set to defensive like Dive, Dragon Breath, Earth Circle or Wind Circle, and these skills will keep Evan alive even at lousy armor. So it all depends on the class and skill set that you have, and you have to set it well for it to survive well in Star Force. And then for the second point that will affect will be the weapon. Okay, when I started play Maplestory Mobile 9 months ago, I did a wrong thing by investing all my meso into the armor. Instead, you should invest it to a good weapon. Why? Because if you have a good weapon, you'll kill faster. So you'll kill the mob faster than the mobs kill you. So that is important to have a good weapon. The third one will be a party. You need to have a good party, because if you form a good party with bishop in it, you gain additional buff like magic attack and physical attack, evade, and including 20% experience. So at least have a bishop in your party, or a party that can kill super fast. It will help you leveling super smooth and super fast. And the fourth factor will be armor. So when you have a good set of weapon, you need to increase your armor in order to survive longer on the Star Force. And the fifth factor will be the S Jewel. So the S Jewel is important because if you want to tank well at the magic attack Star Force like 120, 130 and 144, you need to have at least a yellow experience stone. This yellow experience stone will have, when you have S Jewel, right, the 5 pieces together, it'll give you the knockback plus 100. So you won't get stunned by the mobs or magic attack so hard. It will be not so painful. And the number 6 point will be the pots. Okay, using a version 3 pot, version 4 pot, and version 5 pot also differs from each other. So make sure you use the pod that is suitable for that level and survive longer. And the last one will be pets. Okay, because we are talking about main character now, so having pets, right, on your main, the buff, the character passive buff will be on, and you can survive longer. So some of the characters do not need much pets at lower star force, like for example Dark Knight on this, they can use their Garnier new skill and whatnot. So pets is a requirement. So these 7 factors will conclude the effectiveness of how you can tank Star Force well. So guys, so these are the 3 parts of the video about Star Force, and I hope that it actually provide an insight for you to how to raise your Star Force fast if you are a beginner player, and give some reference to all the veteran players. Okay, and thank you for watching. It's a long video, and thank you for watching. Please remember to click on subscribe and notification bell so that you'll get updated on news and events on Maplestory Mobile, and a lot of very interesting new games that is coming out on mobile and PC. So thank you guys, and have a super good awesome week ahead.